Ready for the impact of Halloween?
Yep.
So Halloween came out. Oh, yes?
That'll be good because I actually need to change a battery.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
You
cool.
get on that.
Yep.
Help remind me. I'm going to go ahead and cut off your audio here. All right. So Halloween was released on October 25th, 1978, and literally just the world changed forever. The world of movies, the world of slashers was most definitely changed, but the world of movies changed as well. It had an impact just branching out all over the place, as all things do, but very few things had the same impact as Halloween. Honestly, before Halloween, horror movies weren't really something studios were looking for because it was a cheap movie but very low return on investment. Halloween came out on this shoestring budget of $320,000 and made $47 million. That's just huge. And a couple years later, kind of based on the success of Halloween, we got Friday the 13th, released early in 1980. That was actually made for a bigger budget, which is shocking watching the movie because the film quality, the filmmanship seen in Halloween is greater than Friday the 13th, which is a fine movie. I don't want to bash it. But Friday the 13th actually had almost double the budget and made even more money at the box office. When that movie came out, the impact of Halloween was solidified. The slasher genre was here. And that just became this huge slew of slasher movies. It's called the golden era for the slasher genre. This is where we got high concept movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, which is probably the other big one. When you talk about the big three in the slasher genre, Michael, Freddy, and Jason. Those three are just, that's it. Those are like your faces. But yeah. The other big franchises, we get Candyman, we get Hellraiser. Scream came a little bit later, kind of inspired by those guys, but that was big too. We get Child's Play in that. We even get a revitalization of Psycho. Psycho was one of the inspirations for Halloween, and now Psycho is going to come back and be a little mini franchise based on the success of Halloween. Yeah, if you've seen those movies, my personal thoughts, I really dig the second one. It's not as good as the original, but I like the second one. And third one I could live without. And I haven't seen the fourth one, which is a Origins movie, which is not to be confused for the Origins TV series. But also look at the other branching points here going on. So we have so Nightmare on Elm Street, obviously inspired by Halloween. When Wes Craven was asked to come back and work on Halloween 3. One of the people brought on to screenwrite was a very young guy. Well, yeah, fairly young guy brought on who didn't have a whole lot of film credits, named Frank Darabont. He helped write Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And after this, he would go on to direct things like Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile. And he would even help create a little TV series you might have heard of. It's had some mild success. It's called The Walking Dead, based on the comic books of Robert Kirkman. I think some people have talked about it. John Carpenter himself. This like his film career was on upward trajectory, and this just skyrocketed it. He did movies such as The Thing, which is a great horror movie. That's a very high concept horror movie, which is like brilliant special effects in that one. He did little action movies like Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China. I'm not a huge fan of the Escape movies. Big Trouble in Little China is entirely too much fun. I love that movie. It's almost kind of like a parody action movie. It's great. I love how Kurt Russell essentially plays like he's set up to be like the main action star, but so often he's essentially the sidekick to his friend. I love how that movie's just great. Go watch it. And then there's also the sci-fi adventure Starman. He went all over the place with his genres. And like so many of them are so good. John Carpenter is this guy for filmography. It's worth checking out. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, went all over the place with her career because she didn't want to get pinned down in the horror genre. And she has so many hits to her name that I can't even go into all of them. It's insane. Now, of course, the franchise that was most affected by the success of Halloween was, of course, Halloween itself, which, in case you're wondering, has 12 films and 5 timelines. Yeah, I can't think of any franchise that has that many timelines. I mean, Star Trek has, what, 2? Halloween has 5. Oh.
Now that the other 2 guys out of the main 3, Freddy, Jason, they both have their own separate timeline now because they both have been rebooted.
Yes.
I would say as convoluted without having many timelines, the only other horror franchise I think it would probably be Leprechaun, just because there really is no definitive timeline in that, because in one it's about like, early 90s. I'm assuming that movie takes place whenever it was released.
Mm-hmm.
The second one kind of first takes us back to medieval times in Ireland. And the first one was like in Iowa. The third one is at some point in Las Vegas. And the fourth one just takes place in space. And then there's 2 in the hood.
So is the timeline not connected on any of those, or is it just all over the place?
Well, no, because the first one, they do say that the first one is like 2347 or something like that. Like just way into about 100 or so years into the future from now.
Oh my God.
But that whole movie is pretty much just Alien. It's Alien.
Yeah.
It's Alien.
I didn't even think about Leprechaun, but that's definitely something inspired by Halloween. That's actually one I haven't seen.
The little shit.
The
little shit.
Yeah, well, that one has Warwick Davis killing people, so hey.
Well, yeah. 4 of them have Warwick Davis killing people. Well, no, actually, all of them except for the 2 most recent ones. The kind of what they did with Halloween, because they had. Oh yeah, I guess Leprechaun now too. Because the most recent one that they released, I think it was a Sci-Fi Direct release. This one, literally is the sequel to the first one. Because it is just a direct sequel.
But yeah, one thing I did want to go over is kind of just look over these timelines and see what we have.
Okay.
So here, I think where... Okay, so I kind of messed this up, so I'm going to have to cut off your camera, but you can still be heard. So here's timeline 1. Oh, I really messed this up. I think I'm just gonna fix this live.
That's fine. Well, I know that there is one timeline A would be 1 Halloween, Halloween 2, and then 4, 5, and then Curse. Yeah.
You could also kind of call this the Loomis saga, I guess. The Thorn trilogy at the end. But yeah, this is.
No, you could call it the Thorn trilogy, but it's the Pink Panther trilogy.
It's that as well. This. I'm not gonna lie. This timeline has its issues. It probably has arguably one of the worst with Halloween 5, but there are other serious stinkers to talk about.
5 is abysmal.
5 is abysmal. 6 has this quality where it's. I find it entertainingly bad. It's.
Oh, and I know. Well, you and I talked about this when we wrapped last week.
Yeah.
How all the stuff that I hate about the theatrical is the stuff that you kind of enjoy about it.
Well, yeah, but I don't enjoy it because it's good.
No, and I get that. I get that. I go like, yeah, but if you just have a movie without all that crap in it, it's what I wanted, and I got that. The color even looks better in the producer's cut. How does the color saturation look better in a producer's cut than an actual director's cut?
We don't have a director's cut of that. We have a theatrical cut. I mean, that's why the producer's cut is actually a weird anomaly. Because traditionally, a theatrical cut is the producer's cut. The director makes his cut, and then the producer cuts it down for whatever the studio wants.
Well, yeah.
That's usually how that works.
Well, I think there's stuff about it, and I mean, this has been like done to death on YouTube, but the one common thread that I've always seen with it, and I also completely agree with, is that this one, like the producer's cut, overall feels more like an actual Halloween film.
Oh, for sure.
The other one just definitely feels like a genre, like the theatrical feels like a genre film. Yes. And especially like a mid-90s genre film. Like there was things even about like the music background. There's a scene where some of the characters are walking down in like the quad at a school, where they play this very modern, or like modern for mid-90s, like generic rock music. Like it sounds like what God, I don't know, Collective Soul or something, whatever was popular at that point. I was too.
They probably couldn't afford Collective Soul.
Whatever. Hey, it was all like, Power Rangers for me at that point, man. I could Power Rangers and pro wrestling. But in the producer's cut, they just play a very slight, subtle score that is reminiscent of the first one when it shows the girls walking home, and the color tone is toned way down to make it more look like a softer color palette. So, but gives you the look of it. So we get the atmosphere created right there from the first film. But, them trying to emulate it that. And I think like that, just because of that one scene is why I think the producer's cut is superior. Now, when it comes to the death of the Father Strode character, yeah, theatrical all the way. That fucker's head blowing up was fucking awesome. I don't care how over the top it was.
Well, no. Well, when I talk about Halloween 6, what I'm thinking of is like I feel like the producer's cut it gets very heavy into the mythology, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of what they do with the mythology. Like they have these runes that stop Michael. It's weird.
The sacrifice table.
Yeah, does he like impregnate Jamie at the beginning of that movie? God, it's been a few years.
Yeah. Well, they don't really reveal that, Michael is the father in the theatrical. At least I don't think so. It's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's
even
really
been longer
weird
since I've seen the producers, but I know for a fact they make that very clear in the producers. So, as far as showing you as much as they can, clear.
It's one of those things where, like, I feel like as just raw filmmaking, producer's cut is a better made movie. But I find the theatrical entertaining just for the wrong reasons. Like, I shouldn't.
That's probably why I actually do, and like as much as I bash it, I do enjoy watching 5. Like, even though you have Barney and Andy.
Oh God.
Use it.
No, well, 5 is just the worst.
It is. And one of the worst parts about it is our main female protagonist, not Jamie in that, but the girl who is her, foster sister's best friend.
There's something like that,
Linda, which I don't know why they killed the foster sister so fucking goddamn quickly and left us with fucking, that's not Linda. I want to say Tina.
Tina sounds potentially right.
I think Tina is it, but because she was awful. Like just awful.
Well,
I stuck with her, and 5 is just bad.
Well,
you're right.
It's worth saying the first 3. I think there's diminishing returns each entry you go into, but I like the first 3, the Halloween, Halloween 2, and Halloween 4. The first 3 of this saga, they're all good. Diminishing returns, and 4 actually ends with a weird, wild twist, where Jamie looks like she's like got the spirit of Michael. Immediately dropped in 5.
Never brought up again. Yeah. She's just fucking catatonic.
Yeah.
Has no memory. Oh yeah, and her mom, who we're pretty sure fucking died.
Yeah.
Nope, she's fine.
Yeah,
Recovered fine.
Whoopsie.
Doesn't want to see Jamie again, understandably. Yep. Oh, no. But she's cool with the other girl, Kyle, seeing it.
So yeah, I would say my thoughts on this timeline. I like the first 3 entries. Yeah.
Yeah. I think 2 is very much an underappreciated in the series. And I've heard a lot of people say, without saying, like any part of Thorn is bad, but they also say, like, I've also heard folks say that, they all suck except for the first one. It's like, yeah. But Resurrection was awesome.
No.
Oh. Yes, that was cool when Buster called him a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I got on that one.
Well, yeah, Halloween 2, I think, might suffer just in comparison to the first one.
It does.
It takes a lot of elements that were getting popularized into the slasher genre and incorporates it into it.
Yes.
It's not bad, though. I think it's good. I think it's actually very good.
Yeah. And it's that whole lore is what really made this timeline on its own. It's because in 2, they introduced... Well, actually, technically, for the television viewing of Halloween, it fell a few minutes shy of the broadcast time allotted for a full feature-length movie. And even with it cut down for television viewing, they had to cut some of that violence down. Like, they couldn't have that long shot of Annie getting choked in the car.
Yeah, and they judged the nudity, too.
Well, I mean, yeah, but PJ really didn't show much. There's a few scenes where it's just there, but it's not like... It's not hyper-focused or stylized.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I noticed. They don't, like, do a shot of her boobs like they sometimes do in these movies.
As they later have become, and one genre in particular, well known for. Yeah. I think guaranteed, if I could say it, if you're guaranteed to see blood and tits, what slasher genre am I talking about? In every single entry, we'll see blood. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll see blood and tits.
A lot of them have it, but like Friday, it's like that's what they're doing. I don't know.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Blood and tits. That's what I'm getting. Blood, tits, and dumbassery.
Yeah.
Cool. You always get the one guy who thinks he's tough. He throws a punch at Michael. Michael punches his head off a building.
There you go.
Manhattan's probably my favorite entry.
Oh, God.
For the same reasons you love 5.
Oh, boy. Are we ready to talk about the second timeline?
Yeah, but this, one quick point on this. This timeline in particular is the one that really introduces, because the television viewing, so they filmed or back to the television broadcast. They had filmed additional footage, and in this footage, it is clearly said that Jamie is Michael's sister. They had another child after Michael.
No.
Yes, Lori, yes. Lori, sorry. And of course, Jamie is Lori's daughter. In this one. So it is why she's calling him uncle. Ugh. So
it's weird. I mean, it's definitely one way to bring them together. It's not cemented until the second one, but yes, it's one way to keep them integrated with each other.
Yeah, kind of. Now the second timeline.
The second timeline by far has the most movies.
Oh, this one, no. Well,
this is the second timeline.
Yes.
Halloween
this is also 3. This is the birth. This is not only the birth of The Conjuring. But with that whole, like, that's all of that. All of, like, what is it? Amityville Horror. Yeah. The Annabelle, the Nun, the jump scare, fictional regional being. All of that. All of that is just this one.
Yeah, Halloween 3 is I'm not gonna lie. I
actually really fucking love this movie.
Yeah, this movie's awesome, but it is entirely a standalone. The closest link it has is that there's a trailer for like the original Halloween on TV,
and he's tortured by watching it, right? Because in between that, he's gonna have a Silver Shamrock ad.
Yeah,
Silver Shamrock,
which is just an obnoxious song, but that's kind of the point of it. It's
London Bridges.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this movie's just cool. They totally want to do something different. They wanted to just do an offshoot and have Halloween just be a different story every year after they killed Michael in the second one. And obviously it was a complete failure at the time.
Well, I know what they wanted to do was that John Carpenter and Debra Hill wanted this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Their original thought of it was to be an anthology series.
Yeah.
One how each different entry in it would tell a different tale on how it takes place on Halloween.
Yes.
It was the original idea, and the original producer, Irwin, was on board for this too. He liked this idea. He says, like, we could turn one out every year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course people would go see it because if it's John Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would help produce it, but they could bring on different writers and directors. And Tommy Wallace, who edited the original Halloween, came back to direct this one.
But man, this one, they went for a brand new idea, and I think it's fucking great. And it kind of kept the occult thing in there, which talks about the origin of Halloween, and that kind of dealt with some more creepier shit. And to me, that's way scarier than Psychopath and a Knife.
Yeah,
and when there's like a lot of people who believe in this creepy ass shit and have like means to carry it out, that's way more scary, way more terrifying.
Yes, absolutely. Like the whole like evil corporation here that is literally like out there to kill fucking kids. That's fucked up.
Evil town with robots? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I forgot there are robots. Yes.
What? That dude ripped a man's head off.
Yeah.
He ripped a man's head off.
Honestly, yeah, this movie's awesome. You know, it's not perfect. It's nowhere near as cool as the original Halloween. But this is cool and it's creepy.
Tom Atkins is on point in this.
Yeah.
He is just like loving every minute of this.
Yeah,
I think he's just like very much in character. He has a mission, and that's just to get drunk.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, fuck it. I need a beer.
Like, there's times I'm watching this, and even the times when he's running away at the end, and he gets to that gas station, to that poor attendant. That man just wanted to do his job. He didn't want all that added bullshit added to his days. He had seen a lot of crazy shit. But when he's there and he's running out of his hotel room, I'm thinking, man, you've at least had 2 belts of whiskey. You got to be a little tipsy.
Yeah.
You're booking it full pace.
But that brings us.
This movie's just,
it's a good one. It's totally standalone on its own. But yeah, it's good. Okay. It just doesn't have Michael Myers.
I'll give you yes. This is in its own timeline.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I thought you were going that white horse route, and I was just about to.
Well,
go live on my phone and go and take a road trip.
Don't worry, we're getting there, but we have another timeline before then.
Oh, good.
We have.
Is this the Calvin timeline?
This is.
Yes.
Yeah. After Donald Pleasance died, they need to continue the franchise, so they contacted Jamie Lee Curtis, saw if she'd be willing to come back, and she said she signed up for 2, but under stipulation if we do a second one, I die.
If she read the first one.
So spoiler alert on that, but fuck.
But she also did make that clear during the press tour of H2O.
Yeah.
Made that very clear.
Yeah. But yeah, this one, it's Halloween 2. Then we jump ahead 20 years. And it had to be its own timeline because they established that Laurie dies between Halloween 2 and 4 off screen.
Yeah, now I'm not sure if 2 is a part of this canon or not.
It is.
I think 1 goes to H2O immediately.
No. The 2 is where they established that they're brother and sister, and their brother and sister in H2O. They did that.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So,
that's right.
2 is canon with this timeline.
That line of dialogue was even in the fucking trailer.
Yes.
My brother killed my sister with a large knife. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so yes, this other timeline. And in this one, no Jamie, no Call to Thorn, no Pink Panther trilogy.
Yeah.
She has a boy. She moved all the way the fuck out of Illinois.
Yeah. She's like, I'm
and moved
done.
somewhere up in the Beverly Hills. I think that's where it is. It's supposed to be up in Northern California is where they established where the school is, but I think it's Beverly Hills. It could have been Northern California at least. Somewhere. They definitely shoot it in there because this definitely has the same feel of a lot of horror movies that came out at this time.
Definitely.
There's times that I've watched this one and I can't remember if I'm watching one of the Scream movies or Halloween.
I know it does have a feeling like
Yeah.
the Scream movies, although it's not. I don't think it's even as good as the Scream movies.
No, those are great.
Yeah,
And actually, I watched one recently, and
yeah. No, I honestly I don't even know what to think of the new Scream movie because Wes Craven's not involved, and I really think he brought something to those movies because I think there's diminishing returns with each entry, but I enjoy all of them so far. I'm kind of on board with all
yeah,
of them.
four was. I was all right with four.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, even four,
Like,
I was kind of
really,
okay with.
really liked it. And
Even
I
with
mean,
the dumb
even at
title with the
first when
4
it
and the
first,
letter, I was cool with.
I was just like, oh, that's them just keeping it modern,
Hmm.
whatever. And within like the first, I'd say 5-10 minutes of that movie, I was like, yep, Wes and Kevin are in the driver's seat.
Yes.
This is great.
Well, it's all about
I
the
mean,
rules of a horror reboot, which was great.
well, Kevin also wrote it. Like Kevin Williamson is like a part of this production crew. I don't know if he's writing. I want to say he is. I know for a fact he's executive. He's like one of the executive producers. In fact, the original 3 are also executive producers of it too. Like Nev, Dave, and Courtney. So it's just like, well, the franchise is in the most capable hands it can be.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, H2O. Yeah, it feels a lot like kind of like a Scream movie.
Well, and it's really just those wide crane shots is what it is, and it could just be a stylized thing or even the same DP. Because Kevin Williamson, I believe, did have a hand in this one. I know John Carpenter was. I don't know. Did he direct this?
No, John Carpenter.
he
I
direct
don't
H2O?
believe was involved with the franchise really. It's one thing
other
that
than
I noticed
Cash
about
and
HBO 2.0 is that the lighting, like the lighting that was so great in like the original Halloween, this feels almost like TV lighting in a lot of this.
It does.
It gives it kind of
really
a cheaper
does.
feel.
And
I don't want bash on H2O because it's fine. It is absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's not Resurrection. Yes.
No.
But to bash on it just a wee bit.
Yeah.
The Mask. The Mask. Now, they had 3, I believe, for this film, but they used 3 separate ones. There's one that we see at the end, where Michael is reaching his hand out to Laurie. There's that one for the up close shots, and there's like ones for him for the far away shots. And that one also looked a little bit dweeby. Kind of had like a little bit of lighter eyes, and one had like very kind of like Jory eyes from Star Trek. Like they had like small eye slits. And then a CGI one that looked really fucking bad.
Well, that's the thing. Like the mask even looks kind of low budget. The lighting looks low budget. And we're talking about in comparison to 1978's Halloween, which with way less technology, way less money, looks a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't want to bash on it. I think H2O, it's not the greatest Halloween movie by a mile, but it's entertaining. It's probably in the top half.
It is. It's better than 5 and Resurrection.
Well, fuck yeah. It's better than anything in the 4th timeline, which we haven't quite gone to yet.
Yes.
And then
I really, because I would add Resurrection to the 4th timeline.
Yeah, it doesn't quite qualify. It technically doesn't qualify.
It's just as bad. It's just as
yeah.
bad.
No, if we're talking about raw quality, it belongs in there, and so does 5. But
no, 5 is better than all 3. I would rather watch 5 on repeat than never have to watch.
I don't know if I'd go quite there.
If it meant that I never had to watch anything from 4 or Resurrection ever again, yes, I will learn to whistle that fucking Barney and Andi theme.
But yeah, Resurrection, it's bad. I would argue Resurrection, again, it's almost like the theatrical cut of Halloween 6. It can be entertained if you look at it as almost like a comedy, because it's almost like a parody of a fucking Halloween movie.
It is definitely a stylized time capsule of that time period.
Yeah, it
was
a joke.
Early, what was it? There was a virtual reality online web series survival show that was going to happen in this movie. And what is it? They have to spend a night alive in the Myers house.
Yeah,
and
something
the host
like
of the
that.
show, who's played by Busta Rhymes, and his I guess like partner with the show, or they didn't really establish like their relationship. I mean, they established that there was some sort of like relations, but just like if she's a producer or
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't give a shit.
I honestly, after Lori died, I was like, okay, well, what?
Yeah, when Lori died, I was like done. And
this is a lot to fill in, Patton before the credits. I mean,
we gotta talk about that now, because like Lori decapitates Michael at the end of H2O, and the fucking explanation is all over the place. Essentially, Michael switches the spot with a medic. He tapes the mask onto a medic, so that way the medic gets decapitated.
He crushes his larynx.
Oh
so
my
he
god!
Can't say anything,
and he makes sure.
He Scooby-Doos himself into a medic and hides his whole fucking face, which by this point, and according to this timeline, should be at least, he should be looking like fucking Freddy Krueger, at least maybe if he's healed, depending on if he's a picker or not, but I'm sure the guy is, considering that his hands are bloodied and most of the time before he even starts fucking killing. Oh, I just...
Yeah, Resurrection
it's frustrating. It's frustrating, sorry. Yeah,
if you look at it as like a parody of a horror movie, maybe you have some fun, get beers, but like if you look at it as a Halloween movie, it's fucking awful.
It's fucking abysmal.
Yeah. It's like Busta Rhymes kicking Michael in the face saying, what, trick or treat motherfucker or some shit like that?
Yes, trick or treat motherfucker, yes.
Yeah, it's awful. You can laugh at it, but it's awful.
That is the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah, it is, for all the wrong reasons. But now...
And it's at the fucking end, so you have to suffer through all of it, or, you could just skip ahead to that point and see it and consider yourself, oh, I've seen Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah. But now...
I've seen fan edits of this before, to where it's the full opening sequence, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the Halloween Resurrection thing comes on before the whole hospital sequence. And right at the end where it normally goes to the title card, the credits. And that's just, yep.
There you go.
That is a much better cut of Resurrection. I would like that. I'd like, oh, he killed Jamie and now what's he doing now?
Yeah.
That's
He's going to his reality show at his house. Right. Cool. Okay.
Oh, again, there's a lot of padding before the credits.
That brings us now to the fourth timeline, which is everybody's favorite. Yeah. Well, here's the deal with this timeline. Like,
it sucks.
You can't even have fun with this timeline. This is Rob Zombie's fucking Halloween movies. The first one kind of sucks, but I don't know. Like, there's some stuff with his family and Loomis.
It's a faithful...
But...
It's a faithful remake to the original for all those... To a degree,
yeah.
To all those parts, yes.
And it does, like...
The additional stuff with Loomis, I enjoy.
Yeah, it's okay. We got Malcolm McDowell in this franchise for some reason. Did he give him a lot of money? Jesus.
Because he's a British person.
Yeah.
Don't you watch South Park?
Oh, yeah, of course. The stuff with Michael's family, yeah, they add it. It is like the most generic white trash shit that you imagine Rob Zombie would come up with.
Yeah, so par for the course for Rob Zombie, pretty much. It's like, white trash, like all those people you would see on Springer back in the day, when you'd stay homesick from school. Yeah, it's like all those bleeps, yeah, you just hear it, and they're just saying fuck and variations of them fucking, there's a scene where the stepdaughter is simulating masturbation to the syrup in front of her stepfather.
Oh, yeah. What fun. And, his Halloween, I don't want to say is the worst thing ever. I don't like it, but it's not the worst thing ever. No, his
Halloween 2 is the worst thing ever.
No, his Halloween 2. Fuck that movie hard.
Fuck that.
Okay, just to give you...
fucking dare you, Rob Zombie.
Well, okay, so, like, it begins as almost like a faithful remake of Halloween 2. And it's kind of shocking how closely he follows it. It's like they're at the hospital. Michael's at the hospital. He's killing a lot of people. He's trying to get to Lori. Like, wow. I didn't know he would follow Halloween 2 so faithfully.
Yeah. But he also wrapped it up rather quickly, which...
Well, that's the thing. It's not that quickly. We're a half hour into the movie, a quarter way into the movie, when it's revealed that this is a dream. And we're at the 30-minute mark, and we're going to start Act 1 of the movie proper.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? And it was when that happened, I was like, oh, this is gonna be complete fucking shit, isn't it? And it is.
This is gonna be bad. It felt like he took all of the shittiest side character plot
Yeah.
of 6, 5, and 4
Mm-hmm.
and mashed it together, and those were his characters.
And it's Rob zombied him up a bit. Loomis is insufferable in this movie. What, he has like a hit book?
He is.
And he
becomes some hot shit writer. I was waiting for Michael to fucking kill him the whole time.
I never wanted Michael to kill Loomis more than in this movie. I mean, I never wanted him to kill Loomis ever, but in this movie, fuck it, do it now.
Fucking kill him, rip his spine out. Yeah, and we're also treated to Michael having these fucking weird visions that are something.
Yeah, no, the White Horse and Sherry Moon zombie and
the faint score of Knights in White Satin.
That's right. I forgot that was in this movie. And I think Weird Al has a cameo in this fucking movie too. It's fucking weird.
He has a very brief one, and it's very weird to hear Al saying a hard fuck.
Yeah. It
was a little uncomfortable. Al, you shouldn't curse.
No.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Rob Zombie has this aesthetic, this dirty, nasty aesthetic in, like, all his movies. And it doesn't even feel like he's comfortable with it. Because it just feels off-putting. At least, that's my take on his movies for the most part. I haven't seen all of them, to his defense. But...
Okay, I've seen a little bit more. I mean, because I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses. I've seen that whole Firefly trilogy. I've seen both of the Halloween films. I started Lords of Salem. I'll finish it soon. It just kind of got boring.
Yeah.
It's about witches and stuff, but I don't know, sometimes how he writes the dialogue and how his main, I don't want to say protagonist or antagonist, because, I mean, it's weird. He makes you cheer for the bad guy, like in Devil's Rejects. Cheering for the killers the whole time, and he makes them very likable, but they're very terrible human beings, and we shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's a terrible human being in these movies.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. God, I am so worried about the monsters.
I know.
Have you seen that picture?
I saw the picture, and it looks fine, which was kind of shocking.
Yeah, they look okay. It's Grandpa's got some weird facial hair going on. I don't recall him having that like Rasputin mustache, but I mean, okay.
Yeah, is this gonna be separate from his usual tone? Because that's almost the only way he could make a good Monsters movie if he does that. But can he even do that?
Yeah. What I know is that he is making a Monsters movie.
Yes. And I'm interested to see what he does with it. I'm scared too, but yeah.
The house looks great.
Yeah?
The house looks great. And I'm not even trying to say something nice. I genuinely mean that.
Yeah.
The house looks great.
Yeah, I'm...
Like, the first look at it, I was like, yep, that's 1313 Mockingbird Lane, if I'd ever say so.
I don't
not going anywhere near that house.
Yeah. I'm not optimistic about it, but I am hopeful about it, if that makes sense.
I'm not. I just hope that Sherry Moon doesn't...
That's right, and she's Lily.
Overact.
I know.
I hope she doesn't try to go too Morticia with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I can kind of see somebody doing that. I mean, the original series is all I base of the fandom off of that I have of it, because I mean, I grew up watching those reruns at Nick at Night all the time. It's fucking great. It was like a television show about monsters being regular people. That's a easy concept to sell.
Yeah.
But
Halloween. His Halloweens. No.
The bar is low.
But now we get to the final timeline.
And to raise the bar way the fuck up.
Yeah. Yes. So the Blum house bought the Halloween movies, the rights to the Halloween movies.
Yes.
And started bringing on. want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now. So any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.